Hi, I'm Jessica Callender, Director of Melody and Motion School of Performing Arts. As our year's coming to a close, I'd like to sincerely thank all of you for being a part of our studio this year. From my perspective, it's been a great year, and I'm so excited to see the recital and the final product of all our kids' hard work. The subjects I'd like to talk about in this video are tech rehearsal, dress rehearsal, schedules, recital day flowers, tickets, dressing rooms, recital workers, 5-year awards, and directions to Ridgewood High School. And if you can hear odd noises in the background, my daughters are eating a bag of Cheetos. That's how we're keeping them quiet. Anyway, on Thursday, May 12th at Ridgewood High School, we'll be having tech rehearsal. The only students who will be attending the tech rehearsal are the girls who are in Sleeping Beauty. We'll be doing Sleeping Beauty rehearsal beginning at 6 o'clock. And according to my daughter, we're also doing Cinderella, but we're actually not. It's Sleeping Beauty. This is a full costume and makeup run-through for those girls. The only other dance we'll be doing at tech rehearsal is the lyrical, which is some of those same girls. If your only dance is Sleeping Beauty, you do not have to come to the Friday rehearsal. You will only be coming on Thursday. Also at Tech Night, I will be handing out worker information for those parents who have agreed to work backstage and in the dressing rooms. If you are a worker who is not attending Tech Night, you'll need to find Melissa on dress rehearsal day to get your information. Friday, May 13th at Ridgewood High School, we will be having our mandatory dress rehearsal. This rehearsal is not optional. If you do not attend the dress rehearsal and practice with your class that day, you will not be permitted to dance in the recital. If you know ahead of time that you're going to have an issue getting your child there at your assigned time, please let us know. We may be able to help you set up a carpool. This is not an open rehearsal. Please do not bring extra people with you on that day. It's stressful enough for the kids and the teachers and the parents, and adding spectators makes it worse. Dress rehearsal times are printed in your handout. If you need an extra handout, we have plenty of them on the stage at the studio. Don't wait until the day of the recital to try makeup and hair on your child. You may find out that they're allergic or that they can't stop wiping their eyes. So if you're going to do makeup on the day of the recital, you should do it on dress rehearsal day as well. On dress rehearsal day, when your child's dance is done, you may go home. You don't need to stay and watch the other dances. Although be prepared to stay, because most of the girls want to stay and watch the other kids. Recital hairdos. Most of our students are required to have French braids in their hair for the recital day. If you are not sure if this applies to you, you need to check in the studio next time you're there. There's a list posted in the waiting room. Every year on recital day, we enlist the help of people who are really good braiders to help us with that. If you would like to have someone braid your child's hair, if you'd like to have someone help you braid your child's hair, you need to be at the studio at 9 o'clock in the morning. You need to bring your own hair supplies, though. You need to come with your hair wet. You need to bring at least 2 hair ties, some bobby pins, a hairbrush, and some hairspray. The people that we have enlisted to help us have all done it before. They're all really good braiders, and even if you can braid your own child's hair, sometimes it's less fighting between moms and daughters if you just bring them there and have someone else do it. So anyway, recital day, you don't have to sign up. It's free. You can just come to the studio and have your hair done. Let's see. Recital day, there are 2 shows on that day. Most of you will be attending one or the other. Please make sure that you have double-checked the handout and know which one you are attending. Sleeping Beauty girls and Tumbling kids are to be at the school no less than 1 hour prior to showtime. We need to do extensive warm-up and stretching with those classes. It's fine for them to warm up in something other than their costume, because they will have to lay down on the floor at the school, and I make no guarantees on how clean it is. They will have plenty of time to change into their costume when the warm-up is done. All students' hair and makeup should be done before their arrival to the school. If you are not a Sleeping Beauty kid or a tumbler, you need to be at the show 30 minutes prior to showtime. There are 3 dressing rooms that our students will be using on that day. Dressing rooms are staffed with responsible adults who are assigned to specific classes and will stay with those same classes throughout the show, so you don't need to worry about doing costume changes for your own child. You just need to make sure that all their costume pieces are labeled with their name. This includes their shoes, their hair pieces, anything that belongs to them. You need to have their name on them so that it'll just make it easier for our helpers. The 3 dressing rooms are labeled pre-dance K-combo room, and then there's an elementary kid room and a teen room. Those people who are working in there will have a list of who's supposed to be in which room. Please make sure that your child's things are in the correct room. In the pre-dance room, students' names will be on the desks where they're to leave their stuff. It's a high school classroom is where those dressing rooms are, and there are desks that have the basket underneath the seat. You need to put everything that belongs to your child in the seat, in the basket under the seat where their name is. The child doesn't necessarily have to sit at the desk the whole time, but their stuff needs to stay there so that when it's their turn to go on stage, the workers can find whose shoes belong to who, etc. Let's see. The 2 Tiny Tot classes who are wearing green costumes should be dropped off with the other students before the show, but they need to be picked up at intermission. That's a long time for them to stay back there. They can come back out. You can leave with them at that time. You can bring them back out to watch the rest of the show, whatever you want to do. But those 2 Tiny Tot classes who are wearing green are the only 2 classes who are permitted to leave before the show is over. All of the backstage workers will be taking the students up class by class on the stage at the end of the show to do a final bow, and students should be picked up by a parent immediately following the show in the cafeteria. There are some extra things that you need to know about recital day. First is the issue of tickets. Each student receives 2 free tickets to the show. This is our way of thanking the parents for their dedication and providing arts for their kids. We don't want you to have to pay to see your own child. All other tickets are sold for $5. There are no assigned seats. Tickets can be purchased on picture day at the studio, from your teacher, at dress rehearsal, or at the door the day of the show. We have never sold out, but we do come close. So if you know... Hi, Savannah. Just give me a minute, okay? If you know how many tickets you need, it is best to buy them in advance. Also on recital day, there is a flower shop who comes and sets up to make available single flowers, bouquets, and balloons for people to buy to congratulate their child. We highly recommend that you pre-order those through the studio. We will be handing out envelopes on picture day. You need to fill out the envelope and just return it into the drop box at the studio. Teachers will pass out the envelopes to anyone who want them. If you don't want it, it's fine. They do bring some extras to the show, but it's pretty limited, the extras that they bring, because so many of our people do pre-orders. They don't bring a lot of extra. Parents can pick up the items that they've ordered from the flower shop the day of the show in the cafeteria, and the items should not be given to their child until the end of the show. We don't need them playing with their flowers and their balloons all through the show in the dressing room. So, something new this year at the recitals that we will be giving our 5-year award honorees their award during the final bow at the end of each show. We have previously done this at a separate event, but we thought we'd do something a little different this year. 5-year award kids will be asked to stay on the stage for an extra few minutes to get a group picture. The parents are welcome to take pictures at that time as well. Let's see, last item of business. Families who will be staying for both recitals will need to somehow eat in between, because you do have a couple hours. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of places to eat in West Lafayette, so it is best if you just bring your dinner. Now, the people who are working at the show, we usually just all bring something, throw it on a table in the cafeteria, and we just all share. I'm opening this to anyone who wants to do it. It's not a closed event. Anybody who is staying for both shows is more than welcome to bring a covered dish and just stay and eat with your whole family. Please be advised that I don't let the kids eat in their costumes, so if your child is going to eat, they need to bring other clothes. Let's see. I'm fairly sure that you'll not have time to drive to Newcomers Town or Coshocton to go to a restaurant. And the only place that I know of to eat in West Lafayette would be Subway. There's a Subway at a gas station. I think there's a pizza place as well. Your best option really is to just bring something and plan to stay. The studio will provide paper plates, forks, spoons, and napkins for that as well, so you don't have to worry about bringing table service. It is your responsibility to help us clean up afterwards, though. We have to pay the custodians their overtime rate, and we technically don't rent the cafeteria. They've allowed it to be used the last couple years, and they have not charged us for it. So we just want to be very careful that we're making good use of the space and not leaving a mess. I think that's all I have for you. As always, if you have any questions, please call Melissa at the studio. Her number is 740-498-8090. And refer to this video whenever you have questions, and we'll see you soon.